Starting to make the beat. Welcome to the Ozark Sports Report Show. Here joined with the head coach of the Glendale Falcons, Coach Jim Julian. And for today's show, we got a preseason preview to talk about with the head coach of the Glendale Falcons, Coach Jim Julian. As we look at last season for the Glendale Falcons, they had a 20-12 record going into this season. So, Coach Julian, going into this year, what's going to be the initial expectation and objectives for this 2022 spring season?
Well, we always have, expectations that are pretty high, regardless of, the circumstances and things. But lost some pretty good graduates last year. Have some big shoes to fill, but the expectations are always higher. We feel like we can compete for in some games, but a lot will depend on how our young guys develop and figure out varsity baseball.
Varsity baseball for this 2022 season, losing a host of graduates from this Glendale team, losing Isaac Wells, Zach Beatty, Jude Birch, Carson Wade, Justin Letterman, Andrew Clemens, and Kent Lockhart, a total of 8 graduates from this Glendale team. But with bigger schools like Glendale in Class 5, it's not more of rebuild, it's reload. So do you learn from that that mindset is at a big school you don't rebuild, you reload?
I don't know. It depends. We always have, pretty solid turnover of seniors where they graduate. And, this year we've got 3 seniors in return, some juniors that started last year. But, we try to do our best with, the guys that are coming up and build the strong freshman and JV schedule and program and try to get these guys ready for varsity baseball, when they're young like that. So, but, just go out there and play hard and try to compete the best we can.
Play hard and compete and try to do the best that you can on the baseball diamond. And now this is, I believe, your 7th season at Glendale since you came over from Forsyth. So, did you bring the same culture when you coached at Forsyth to Glendale?
No, I didn't. This is my 5th year, actually, but there's 3 assistants that all played for Glendale and played for Coach Bell and Coach Stratton. One being my brother, Dan, the other, Jeff Mason, and Tyler Goss. So, just like I had at Forsyth with Jeff Walls, he played at Forsyth, kind of knew, the Forsyth way, I guess you could say, and kind of the same thing with these guys at Glendale. They've been around the program for 12, 13 years as coaches and played for 4 years. So, they've kind of, I was the same way, but just a lot older than them and before them. But, it's good and fun and neat and everything like that, having, coaches that played for the program.
Having coaches like that played for the program at Glendale, and then you coming over to Glendale, so knowing the ropes went over the course of 5 years at Glendale. And now, what are the fundamentals that you're teaching of baseball to your players that you have on your roster?
We're trying to get a lot better at defense. Kind of had a little rough practice today as far as that went, but if you can play defense and pitch, then you'll win a lot of games. But so, we're right now just kind of focused on that the last few days and obviously, having good team at-bats and being good offensively. So trying to keep it pretty simple. We're pretty young overall, so making sure, just the basic fundamentals and things like that. But not that they don't know those, but just polishing them up and, doing them consistently right.
Doing them consistently right, and looking at your schedule for this year, on March 18th, you guys will be taking on Kennett. Pretty sure that might be at Willard, I believe. That's at Kennett. That's when you guys take on Kennett. and then you got Verdigris, Oklahoma, and Carthage. So when you played Kennett, Verdigris, Oklahoma, and Carthage, what have you seen over the past years that you've played Verdigris, Oklahoma, Kennett, and Carthage?
This is the second year that we've played Kennett, and they're the defending Class 4 state champs, and obviously a very good team, and return a lot from that team. So that'll be a pretty good test right off the bat. And this is the first year we played Verdigris. Another solid team program, and they have been for a while. So, looking forward to playing them at home, and then Carthage, who we kind of open up with every year in a Saturday. But, they're always solid. They've always got good pitching. And so, again, it's just should be a good early test and a good weekend of baseball.
A good early test and a good weekend of baseball that will start up next weekend. Once again, Glendale taking on Kennett, Verdigris, Oklahoma, and Carthage, all in 2 days. And then after that, it's going to be the Willard Leadoff Tournament, 2 games, and then another tournament for Glendale. That's going to be the Red and Blue Tournament. So with those 2 tournaments that you're in, the Willard Leadoff Tournament and then the Red and Blue Tournament, what teams have you usually seen in the Willard Leadoff Tournament and your Red and Blue Tournament?
There are 2 pretty good tournaments. We get to play some people that we usually know. But in the Willard tournament, we play Willard, Republic, and Marquette. And in the Red and Blue, we have Belton and Benton, and Lee Summit North and Kearney. So pretty good competition again, and some people that we don't usually see, which is good. And see how we kind of compare with some other teams from around the state. And it's a good way to open our season.
It's a good way to open the season with of course Willard, Republic, and then Lee Summit North, and then you got Benton, Kearney, and I believe Belfont in both those tournaments. Which in that Glendale tournament, it's just Glendale and schools from I think St. Louis and Kansas City, if I am correct.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, of course, you guys play all the other 4 Springfield schools with Kickapoo, Hillcrest, Parkview. I don't see Central on there. But you do play Carl Junction, Springfield Catholic, and McDonald County. So a mixture of the COC, the OC, and the Big 8 as well. So will this be your first year that you're going to be playing schools from the Big 8?
Yeah, we our district last year was a lot of those schools. Since we went to 6 classes throughout the state, we stayed Class 5, so our district kind of changed with some of those archetypes of Kickapoo moving up. And so we tried to schedule, just so we could have some common opponents. So we tried to schedule those shows in Mack counties and Carl Junction in there. It just happened to fall on a Saturday where we could get Catholic in there too with Carl. So should be fun, and obviously we'll need to play well and make sure we are ready to go.
Play well, make sure you guys are ready to go. Now, looking at your roster, from what I saw, it's a pretty loaded roster coming from a public school in Springfield with let's see, with some freshmen, some I believe I see just 2 juniors, if I'm correct, and then I believe 3 seniors that you mentioned. There are a lot of freshmen and sophomore on this Glendale team, and so when you have a roster like that with mostly freshmen and sophomore with some juniors and very low senior class, what does that get, or what does that say for a team that you have with Glendale with a lot of freshmen, sophomore, 3 seniors, and some juniors?
Yeah, we got 3 seniors this year and 4 juniors that played some pretty significant time last year, and then a bunch of sophomores and a couple freshmen that may compete for some time, but Jackson Talbert and Jaden Tarvett, and then transfer Jacob House are seniors this year, and they look for them to compete for spots and kind of show the way for some of these young guys, and We have DJ Cofield, starting center fielder for us, a left fielder on occasion. Just played some outfield. Brooks Kettering, Carter Lewis, and Spencer Pottenbaum was in the rotation last year. Got a few starts. So, Carter and Brooks bring some significant varsity experience back, along with DJ. And so kind of lean on those guys. And then, some sophomores last year, got some time here and there. So, just going to kind of figure out who needs to go in what spot and what place in the order, and, what puts them in a position to succeed and help the team succeed.
Just help the team succeed on the field. And now looking at your coaching staff, you guys have 5 coaches, including yourself, in Tyler Goss, Daniel Julian, and Jeff Mason. So actually that is 4 coaches, actually, including yourself. So what roles do you and your assistant coaches have when they're on the field?
Dan Julian, my brother, is our head JV coach, and coaches first for me or for us when the JV is with us. Tyler Goss is kind of our hitting coach, and he kind of takes the place of Dan when Dan's on the JV game, and then Tyler also coaches first and is kind of Dan's assistant for the JV games. And Jeff Mason coaches our freshmen and does a great job with them. A lot of fundamentals and basics and kind of how we do things, and gets them ready, for JV and varsity baseball. But does a tremendous job with them, and works with our outfielders and pitchers at the other levels.
So your assistant coach is doing just about anything they do, from coaching freshmen to coaching JV, and just being the assistant coaches in on the varsity side of the field. And now, when you go into each game and each practice, what are the expectations that you're setting for your players for each and every practice and each and every game?
We've, especially early on, been stressing details and the importance of paying attention to details, and that little things add up to big things, and those could be positive or those could be negative. So trying to have more positives than negatives, but just trying to pay attention to details from all the way down to little things, from warming up and pre-warm up and everything like that. So, hopefully by teaching those things and paying attention to those details, that'll take care of some bigger things in the bigger picture.
Taking care of big things in the bigger picture. And now, looking down the line at your schedule, you guys are in the OC, the Ozark Conference, with schools like West Plains, Camdenton, Lebanon, Rolla, along with I believe Bolivar's in that conference as well. So once again, Camdenton, Bolivar, Waynesville, Rolla, West Plains, Parkview, Hillcrest, and Kickapoo. So when you're going up against those schools, whether they're just in Springfield, over to Rolla, Camdenton, Lebanon, or even West Plains, what do you usually get from a game in the Ozark Conference?
It's a tough conference all the way up and down, day in, day out, whoever you're playing, it doesn't matter. Who it is, you got to be ready to play and throw one of your top guys and, put your best lineup out there. And got some tough road trips this year. We go some far bus trips, a couple hours, so that'll be a good challenge for us. But yeah, it's, in my opinion, one of the best conferences any class in the state.
One of the best conferences in any class in the state of Missouri. That's the Ozark Conference, with, once again, Kickapoo, Hillcrest, Parkview, Glendale, Waynesville, Camdenton, and West Plains, along with Lebanon in southwest Missouri, and also in the entire state. And in this 2022 season, as districts will be in May, of course. So when districts come out, where do you think you guys would be at? Will you guys go up to Class 6? Will you guys stay in Class 5? Or do you think you guys will go down to Class 4?
I think we'll stay Class 5. Our enrollment increased by a little bit, but I think we're still going to fall under that Class 5 5 umbrella.
Just stay under that Class 5 umbrella. In the in Class 5, in the state of Missouri for baseball. And now, as you look through each class here in the state of Missouri and locally here in Southwest Missouri, who do you think is going to be the biggest team to see in both classes 1 through 6?
Willard's going to be really good. They were graduated a couple of key guys, but talk about a team that reloads, so they'll be pretty good. Nix is going to be good. Kickapoo will be good. Kind of the usual suspects for Public. Lebanon will be pretty solid. I hate to start naming a bunch and forget about some people, but it's Southwest Missouri is a great area for baseball, and the game around here as well as all over the state just kind of grown the last 20 years or so. But it's a really good area for baseball, and encourage people to come out and watch.
Definitely do encourage people to come out and watch anywhere in the state of Missouri to watch high school baseball, especially down in Southwest Missouri, where the Final Four is going to be down in Ozark at U.S. Ballpark. So in order for Glendale to get to the Class 5 Final Four, what's it going to be if they want to make it all the way to Ozark? Because the road to Ozark will once start on March 18th.
Yeah, we're going to have to grow up quick and be ready to play baseball.
Be ready to play baseball. And now, what is the Glendale way of coaching that you coach your players throughout each and every game and each and every practice?
Like I say, I kind of alluded to earlier, just paying attention to details and playing hard nose, and just mental toughness. This is a game that's based on adversity, and you deal with a lot of adversities, and just how you can overcome those, and then make the next play or get the next out or whatever the situation dictates. But it's a fun game, and you got to be mentally tough, and it teaches you a lot about life as well.
Baseball is going to teach you a lot about life during the season. And now going into the clubhouse when you want to get a win, what is going to be the big words that you lecture to bring a win to your clubhouse at Glendale?
Just to go out and do things right, and let your play on the field dictate where the chips may fall, I guess.
It's where the chips may fall. And now, what is going to be one word that describes the Glendale Falcons?
I don't know. Maybe youth, but hunger.
Hunger for this Glendale Falcons team. And now, if there are any final words you have to say to all the coaches that you're going to be playing this year, from Kennett all the way down to Joplin, what are going to be your words to each and every coach that you're going to be playing this season?
Wish them luck, have a good spring, and I look forward to seeing them on the field and competing against them.
Looking forward to competing against them and looking forward to seeing them on the field. And that will end today's show for today. We hope you enjoyed our show. We hope you enjoyed us sitting down with the head coach of the Glendale Falcons, Coach Jim Julian. If you want to stay connected with the Glendale Falcons through their social media, be sure to like them on Facebook. Also follow them on Twitter. Their Twitter is at GHS Baseball SPS. Once again, it's GHS Baseball SPS on Twitter. Also check out Misha.org for their schedule. As I will mention, they will once again take on Kennett. That is the Class 4 state champion from last year. That's Kennett. Then they'll take on Verdigris, Oklahoma, and Carthage. That will be on March 18th and March 19th. If you want to stay connected with Ozark Sports Report through our social media, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, and check out our website. Our website is ozarksportsreport.wixsite.com/ozarksportsreport. One final time, I want to thank head coach Jim Julian for sitting down with us